What's great about Lincoln is that it's this thriving, energetic community, and it's a combination of a university town, but also with a capital and with this great group of young professionals. And so in a lot of ways you get kind of the best of both worlds in Lincoln.
I think Nebraska is a great place to study law because, number one, you've got teachers who are really focused on teaching, professors who care more about making sure that you understand the law than proving to other people that they understand the law.
I'm very lucky. I have both first-year students and upper-level students. My first-year students, obviously, I get to know them very closely, very quickly, because it is a nervous environment being in a law school in your first year.
I feel like when I interact with my professors, they just are so incredibly supportive. They provide me with contacts and professional networking and resources for research. I mean, they go all out.
Faculty has really diversified my interests. They understand that, you're not going to be an expert in every issue, and you may not even be interested in all their issues. I've found that when I have a question or I want to further explore something that we discussed in class, the faculty stays after class to talk to students, and they're very accessible.
Nebraska Law is a great place to study because we have this unique combination of a quality education and an affordable price. And I think that's important because what that allows students to do when they leave here without a huge debt load that they might have from other places, it allows them to really pick and choose what they want to do with their law degree. And they can do what they came here planning to do without being burdened with a high debt load.
When I started out, I cast a very wide net of a bunch of different schools. And as I worked my way down, it became very clear that the very best bang for my buck was at Nebraska.
I wanted to minimize my student debt so that I could really maximize my opportunities coming out of law school.
When a student walks in the door their very first day, they have a number of orientation activities that will help them warm up to the idea of being a law student, being successful, and thinking like a lawyer.
Immediately you're thrust into a new way of thinking, a totally new group of people, a different type of classroom experience than you may have experienced in your undergraduate studies.
Be ready to be humbled.
We have a number of programs that are either connected directly with the class or independent of the class that help students to more fully develop what they're learning in the classroom.
One of the neatest ones, I think, that we have spent a lot of time developing and a lot of students take advantage of is our externship program. I've sent students for externships during the school year or during the summer for a number of both governmental offices and nonprofits.
It's one thing to hear about a situation in a class. It's another thing to go and actually see that people are fighting for a particular right in court, or that the skills that you developed in a class your first year, yes, actually are important, and you're using them in an organization for someone's benefit.
I think involvement in student organizations is vital. I am the co-president of the Community Legal Education Project. Just this year we had our first Constitution Day event, which we had over 50 law student volunteers in almost 70 classrooms around the community in one day. It's something completely different to have the opportunity to kind of go into an area that's a little more narrowed down to something that you're passionate about, you're interested in, that you want to be involved in, and then getting to apply those things that you're learning in class in a more tangible and specific way.
I'm very impressed when I look at our placement rates and what students are actually going out and doing, and looking at just the high percentage of people who have jobs at graduation, those benchmarks after graduation. People are leaving here with the experience that they need, having built relationships with law firms, whether it's locally or around the Midwest or wherever it might be.
You can see the trajectory of development. It's almost visible, tangible, palpable, even just through the first semester.
Expect to be very busy from day one.
be prepared to be intimidated.
Be flexible, be ready to learn something new.
You should also expect to have fun. I mean, there's plenty of opportunities socially here within the school and outside of the school to really get immersed in the community, get immersed in the school.
Just be prepared for something different, be prepared for a sense of community.
The 1L, when they come in here, I'd expect to be challenged. It's difficult, and you're going to have to think about problems differently than you have before.
And just embrace it, because if you do, you're learning from a long history of how people have done this and how people have succeeded in this. And just be willing to kind of accept the advice that people are going to give you as you come in.
You will have this nervous tension that will have an anticipation of what your classroom is going to be like. What are your other law students going to be like? What are your professors going to be like?
Nobody's interested on faculty in making people feel like they can't make it. Everybody wants you to succeed.
People want to bring you into this community, and you're going to get out of Nebraska Law what you put into it. And so if you come out 2 or 3 years later and you feel like you didn't take advantage of this place, it is all going to be on you, because you are going to have lots of other people giving you opportunities.
It's so character building, and it changes your life in a really good way.